Hey guys, Deathbyphiw here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a tier list of sports in Season 9, so let's get to it. Starting off at the very top is Zenyatta. Zenyatta is just so strong right now. I would put him in a tier by himself as S+. His Discord orb, even with the nerf a few seasons ago, is really strong, really valuable utility to the team with the HP buffs across the board in Season 9. It's been really good time to be a Zen player. Plus, his ability to dish out a ton of damage, his transcendence, his ultimate is really strong. Regardless of the DPS passive that they have, it's still a really strong ability. And his kick, his melee got buffed, so it does more damage now. I mean, you could go in, brawl with a 1v1 a team member, enemy team member, and just Discord order him, shoot him once, kick him. I mean, it does a ton of damage. It's just crazy strong. Next up on this list is Lucio. Lucio is another hero that is really strong, but also requires a lot more skill to master, in my opinion. I mean, I think it's safer to walk in with a Zenyatta over a Lucio if you don't play Lucio. If you do play Lucio, more power to you, because he's really strong, and you could run Zen, Lucio, two secondary supports out the gate. You no longer need that main support like a Kiri or Ana or even a Moira or Bap to back you up. You could run this combo and enable your team with a rush comp and have a Zenyatta just be a beast and a backline Discord orbing the tank or another target, calling it out, doing damage. It's just really strong. And Lucio is just really good right now. I mean, his ultimate is also strong, provides a lot of value to the team. His boop got buffed with this last patch, and you know, he's just able to heal the team all around him, and everyone has that passive now where they get their HP back. And you know, with the meta being more geared towards like a ball diva Winston type of dive, you don't really need to focus so much on healing anymore. So Zenyatta Lucio is just really strong in tandem. Next up, and I'll put on a lower tier of S, I think both Lucio and Zenyatta are S+. Bap is definitely S tier. He offers a lot of damage and way more healing than two others. He also has a lot of utility as well, so he could group heal and rush as well, where it bounces on the ground and it does AoE healing. He has a shift that does AoE healing, so there's a lot of utility there and a lot of healing to help out with the rush team comp. Overall, just a really strong pick in my personal opinion. Back to my two favorites, and we'll start with the first one, is Kiriko. Wow, I never thought I would say that Kiriko is not S tier, because she's been S tier for so long, but right now I put her at a high A tier. Her ultimate is still one of the best ultimates in the game, not even just the best support ult, but just one of the top 5 best ultimates in the game overall. It's really strong. It provides a lot of utility and value to your team, especially in a rush comp. Her rush Kitsune Rush just provides so much value. The one thing that's taken her down now is the amount of damage it takes to kill somebody. With the HP buff across the board, you really need to hit your shots. As Kiri, you have to hit those headshots. You can't be doing body shots because it does significantly less damage. So that's why I brought her down a notch. She's A tier. Next up on the list is one of my mains, Ana. I've seen a lot of streamers put Ana, big streamers put Ana lower, like in a B tier where she's more balanced and average, and they say, well, you can play Ana so long as you're really good with her and she's like one of your mains. Yeah, I agree in a way, but I still think Ana is really strong, simply because with ball being meta right now, you could sleep the ball, pull him out to the team, target that ball, and try to eliminate him. Yes, more of a rush comp is happening, so she doesn't have escapability. So you really do need to hit your skill shots, because if you do not hit those skill shots, you're pretty much screwed. But I think that was the same way in just all of Overwatch when you're playing Ana. Like, you gotta hit your skill shots. Also, her nade, in my opinion, it counters the DPS passive by just negating that negative 20%. So if you have a tank taking a lot of damage up front and you're shooting him, and she's also really good with tank that goes in deep, like a Winston or a Diva or a Ball, and they're diving in, she can reach them from afar, and she could be in safety behind cover. Her nano is really good, and then her ability to throw her nade at a target who's taking damage from a DPS and heal them up, and they no longer are affected by that DPS passive at a time that your nade is active. So that's what my personal opinion. I make her a high A tier with Kiri. Now the next one up, I question putting Moira A tier or B tier, like a B plus tier. I'm indifferent. I'm gonna put her in a low A tier. The amount of damage and healing she does is just so good in this meta. Like, she got a damage buff as well with this last patch, and just her ability to heal multiple targets, to be in the front line with your team, because that's how you play Moira. You don't play Moira in the back. You're in the front line with your tank, with your other DPS, just trying to do damage, trying to heal when you need to, and then her ultimate just provides heal and damage across the board. So like, yes, she doesn't provide much utility, but I think with this current meta, her ability to just heal and do damage and have those numbers be really high. I mean, I played some games where I have like 12,000 damage and 20,000 heals and 40 limbs on Moira, and you just won the game flat out in comp. So she's really strong pick in my personal opinion right now. Moving on to B tier, average heroes, or mid as you like to say. Brig is the first one up. Brig's ult is still really strong. Her shield provides utility for the team. Her she could work well with working with your tank in the front line, like with a Ramacha or Sig pushing in, but like Doom, Diva, Winston, and especially Ball, in my opinion, on the tank side, are more of the meta. Being able to dive into your team and do damage, it's just really strong. She works well with tanks like Rhine, Sig, Orisa. She could brawl in the front line with them, proc her passive and heal. So she's good. She's not bad. More of a niche pick in my personal opinion, being that she's more in the mid tier, but she's workable. You could do some work with her. Another one I think is very high effort in the current meta, especially in higher elo, is Lifeweaver. He does a lot of healing. His ultimate's really good. He just doesn't deal enough damage, and his healing is single target, and when you have more of a single target hero in this healing hero in this meta, but they don't offer damage, it just lowers their value significantly. I thought Lifeweaver was much stronger last patch. This patch in season 9, he's fallen down. He's more mid-average in my opinion. Difference between him and Zen. Zen could do 6, 7, 8, even like 9 to 10,000 damage a game, whereas Lifeweaver, you'll be lucky if you get a few thousand. You'll do significantly more healing than Zen, but like, that's not really the meta right now. Being able to do a lot of damage, being able to do a lot of healing too helps, but like more damage, things like Lucio, Zen, Ana, Moira, Kiri, Bap, they're all huge damage dealers, supports, but they could also heal a lot as well. So Lifeweaver falls down in value in my opinion. Mercy mains, don't kill me. I contemplated putting her in D tier. I put her in C tier. She just doesn't provide enough value to the team to be a good pick in the sports today. Like, yeah, she could pocket a Sojourn or Soldier 76, some sort of hit scan, because, Soldier 76 and Sojourn are both extremely strong right now on the DPS side. But what other value does she provide? I mean, her ultimate's pretty good. It's okay, it's nothing crazy. But her healing is just so poor, especially with this DPS passive. It indirectly nerfed her to the ground, in my personal opinion. A lot of people are arguing with the opposite and say, well, now more Mercies will focus on her blue beam. Yeah, I get it, but she does need to heal that pocket at time to time, and it's much easier to pick a fight with a Mercy pocket now because of that DPS passive, 20% decrease healing. So you can go ahead and pick a fight with that's pocketed Soj, that pocketed Soldier or Bastion or Widow, whatever, and you more or less may even win it now, especially in higher elos when you're good at aiming, good at target focus. You know, it becomes a lot less valuable to be running a Mercy in your team. Last but not least, and she has not been fixed at all, Illari is D tier. She's quite literally maybe even F tier if I had this on the list. She's unplayable. I mean, yeah, you can do a lot of damage with her, but her pylon is so easily destroyed. Her healing, her right click was previously nerfed, and then in another patch, like she only has a 15-meter range on her healing on her right click. It runs out so quickly. She's just not providing value to the team that they need. So she's just at the bottom. Yeah, her ultimate's pretty good, but in my opinion, it's situational because of how many other abilities counter her ultimate. I mean, Diva can eat it, Sig can eat it, Genji can block it, Shields can block it, so Rein, Sig, even Ramatra's shield. Like, there's a lot of things that just block it entirely. Characters have things like Life Weaver Pull, Kiri Cleanse, Tracer's Recall, you know, Reaper's Fade and Moira's Fade abilities, like things like that. May's Ice Block, like these are all things that like just counter her ult and just make it very situational. So she's just a weak pick, extremely weak pick in my opinion, and there's a lot better heroes out there to choose on support. I'd like to know what you think about this. Let me know in the comments below. Curious to see how you feel about this tier list. Yeah, you may have different picks here and move them around. I think this is a pretty good pick for the start of season 9, maybe a little early, and we'll find out more information later on, but let me know. Happy to hear it and discuss it with you. So, well, as always, happy gaming.